Hey guys, today on JD Cars we're installing new LED DRL headlights on a 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee 5.7 liter Overland Edition. So the first step here is going to be removing the front bumper. As you can see, Christian's getting started on that. So the first step is popping off your front fender flare, which involves removing a couple rivets on the inside here. Then we need to remove an 11mm screw on the front, holding on the bumper. Once you remove the 11mm screw from either side, you can pop off the bumper and disconnect both fog lights before trying to remove the bumper from the car. So the first step here is removing this bumper mount with a 10mm socket. Next we're removing two 10mm screws on either side of the headlight right here. Now we have to remove this plastic trim, which involves removing several plastic rivets. Then the last thing holding on the headlight is another 10mm screw on the top. Now take note of all of your connections for future reference and then disconnect them from the headlight. So the first thing we're going to be doing wiring wise is tapping into the DRL connector right here. We'll be using a wire tap and a piece of 12 gauge wire that's about 2 feet long, and we'll be tapping into the yellow wire here. So get that clamp down nicely on there and flip the cover over the connector. Now I'm going to cover up the connection with some electrical tape. Now I'll come over to the car and we'll grab the park light connector and we'll pull back the sheathing. Now we'll be taking the other end of that red wire that we just tapped into the headlight, and we'll be repeating the same process on the park light connector. Now we'll tape over the connection, and we can continue and just tape over the entire connector to prevent water from getting in, because we won't be connecting this to our new headlights. Now we'll be switching the positive and negative connections on this connector by removing the plastic guard with a small flathead screwdriver. So it's helpful to have a second set of hands when doing this. You'll need to take a flathead screwdriver, insert it, and lift up the plastic tab that's holding in the connector, and then have somebody pull the connector out. Now we'll reinstall the plastic guard, like so. Now we won't be using this connector, so we can simply tape over it to prevent water from getting inside. At this point the headlight is all set to go in, with the exception of the CAN bus module, which I'm going to secure right here with some tape and zip ties. Now it's time to install the new headlight. So we have 3 connections to make, starting with the gray connector over here, and then the brown connector, and lastly the connector going to your DRLs. And now I'll just tidy up the cables with some zip ties before we install the headlight. And now we finally get to put the new headlight in. We're sliding our ground underneath this plastic part of the headlight, and it'll be grounded by the bolt that secures the headlight.
If you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
One of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
Alright guys, that wraps up this headlight installation video. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like below and subscribe if you've yet to do so. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time on JD Cars.